Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. If you hear some background noise, I apologize for that. That is my waterfall on my koi pond. Very hot day up here, so sitting out on the deck, having a little bit of fun here trading. So, all right, we're going to get right into it. We're going to take a look at SPY today. And we're going to start with the weekly outlook. The weekly outlook looks pretty good here. As you can see, it came off the bottom last week and pushed all the way up to the gap close. And I'll explain that gap in just a minute. But still in this consolidation range and not doing anything exciting. Huge volume. Didn't move it the other day. Last week. Only pulled it up just a little bit when normally when you get a candle, you can get little candles like this and push it up huge. So, but we've had a nice move here. We've come off this bottom right here at 204, and we're all the way back up to 209.77 here into close. And it looks really good here, but we're going to have to see what happens. We'll drill this down a little bit more, and as you can see on the daily here, this is where the gap was. I'll show you that on another chart. What we want to keep an eye on next for SPY is this trend line right here. First, we're going to use the bodies of the candles. If it does come up this high, then anticipate it hitting this trend line right here, really off the bodies first, and then you can move it up to the wicks afterwards, after the bodies breaks. But we'll be teaching that in this week's session. Make sure you join that. It's going to be a good time. It's our last one, and then we're going to start on the advanced stuff. So basically, consolidation box looks great. Typically what happens, we're going to break this down to the hourly. Typically what happens at this point here, we had this double bottom right here, which was pretty solid. And of course, everybody knows that, this week has been just, last week was really, really choppy, and was just moving all kinds of huge swings. So and now with our relative strength index finally up at 70, typically what happens is we get a turn down and it comes down to 30 again over time. So you just have to watch, see what happens. But as you can see, all gaps get filled, and this is typically what we were waiting for on this one, is this push back up and get this gap filled here. This one wasn't filled yet, and you had that double bottom come in off the consolidation box, and then it finally just started making a little bit higher of a high here, and then push it up. Now what we have is these two lower ones. Okay, so if we are at our top, we will know tomorrow morning. That's for sure. Because typically what takes place after your relative strength gets up this high, you push back down again. So this one, RSI 10 is at 71.29. If you want to break this down into a 14 time frame to check it out, and that's pretty much the standard. I use 10 for anything under daily. You can see we're at 66, so there is a little more room to push to the upside. I don't think we're going to get to this point here without getting these gap fills. I don't think there's enough room in the relative strength index, but that's my own personal opinion from what I've seen in the past. Look for next moves to the 208 and then down here to 206. We have China data tonight, GDP, and a few other things. And then tomorrow morning we have the two banks reporting, and then we have Greece vote for Parliament on Wednesday. So we're definitely going to have an interesting week, along with all of our data, of course. So we are going to have an interesting week of trading, that's for sure. So join us in the chat room. We will be there live all day and half the night charting. So members, make sure you check out the video tonight. We have 4 beauties, and then 2 that we've been talking about for a long time that are doing unbelievable. So we're going to recap those and see what's next for those, especially with earnings season coming. All right, everyone, have yourself a fantastic night. This is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com.